Hello and welcome Wargamers to another YouTube video where today I'll be spending just a few minutes going over a new game mode for a game that I am very into at the moment, which is Star Wars Legion. We are yet to do a proper Let's Play of this. We're still sort of coming to terms with the rules properly for you and getting all the models painted up and whatever, as it's still not my main system over Middle-earth strategy bout game, and obviously you'll see that I've been doing a lot of Batman miniatures game. There's a new edition of that coming out, / is out, getting into like Beastgrave and loads of other board games and all that sort of stuff, so it keeps getting pushed on the back burner, but I promise there will be a Let's Play of Star Wars Legion soon, and now even more likely to be, because if any of you sort of follow what I've been doing bits of Legion painting up. So I did a Stormtrooper hobby vlog not that long ago, and Boba Fett. I don't quite have the standard 800 points required for a basic Legion game. I'm at about 600 points, I guess, 700 if I just absolutely cram in all the upgrades. But there'll be a lot going on. That doesn't sound too fun. However, there is a new version release out from Fantasy Flight, and it's called Star Wars Legion Skirmish, which is just a smaller version of the game. So instead of the standard 800 points, it is 500 points aside. I know that at home you can just pretty much play whatever point size you want, but you kind of want to stick to what's intended by the game, because obviously that'll be the most fun. That's what they've designed it to be, and with this game I found, opposite to SPG, is that the bigger the better. The more units you got, the more activations you got, the more you can do and the more that's going on, and the more fun it is. So yeah, what's the difference between the standard one and the skirmish, other than it being 300 points less? So the battlefield is, for one, is now played on a 3 foot by 3 foot rather than the 3 foot by 6 foot, which would have caused a lot of problems at home for us to play, because although I do have a 6 by 4 mat, so we could have played 6 by 3 games, 800 points, actually getting it on the board, my underboards that go on a table are only 4 by 4. The boards are already bigger than the table that I have, which isn't a problem, but 4 by 4 is about the biggest we can go unless we play on the floor with the mat, which I really don't want to do. So the 3 by 3 is much better, much more in close, gets to the action quicker and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, so I look forward to trying that out, because usually what we did with the 8 or the 600, 700 point ones when we were practicing all the rules, we played on a 4 by 3, just to get to terms with the mechanics of the game, and it was pretty fun, but you can see why it needs to be 6 by 3. So the 3 by 3 will definitely mean that we can get some of these skirmish games going. It's played over 5 rounds rather than 6, so how much of a difference that'll make? Probably quite a bit. So obviously most of the objectives or the scenarios or winning conditions of these of the Legion games are progression points. So over every couple of rounds, if you're near an objective, you gain this many points. So if you need to get somewhere quick, obviously you have less time to do things. Shorter games potentially could make a difference. Makes a difference to your command hand as well. Your command hand of 7. I'm assuming if you're listening to this, you know how to play Legion roughly. I don't know, I might do a how to play at some point before we do a Let's Play, but yeah, so that's a big difference. And then the skirmish battle cards, so you don't use the standard cards anymore, which come with like the core set with all the victory conditions, the objectives and the starting positions. There's now some at the back of the pack, back of the PDF, which it allows you to accommodate for the smaller scale experience. Onto army building. So when playing a skirmish game, each player brings their own custom army, obeying the following rules. Cannot exceed 500 points, so instead of it being you can have 1 to 2 commanders in the standard, this one is just exactly 1 commander unit. So that's, yeah, that'll save a lot of points on it. Makes sense just having 1 leader. Yeah, Only one operative as well, whereas usually that's 1 to 2 also. I think that's right. So that's basically a two heroes done, which could easily be upwards of 300 points. Core units, each army may include 2 to 4 core units, usually it's 3 to 6, so that's already condensed down. Special forces are up to 2, I believe that's usually up to 3 in the 800 points. Support units include up to 2, I think that's 3 as well, and may include 1 heavy unit, and I think that's normally 2. So yeah, everything's just sort of scaled down, condensed down to keep it nice and fair. So that's the basic changes. Not too many things there from the normal game, which I quite like, so it hasn't strayed too far from how the game usually works. It's just sort of scaled it down slightly for you to play the smaller games, I guess, to make it more accessible for new players. I'm trying to get a few of my friends into it, and they were looking at it like, oh, 800 points is a standard, and it's what, 50-60 quid for the core sets. Obviously the Clone Wars one is hard to get hold of at the moment, but the original core set is probably about 50-60 quid, and that's 400 points in there each side, so that's half of the army you need plus whatever else. So to get into it, you're probably looking at 100 quid plus, and that does put off a few people. Until I play it with them, then they're a bit more interested. However, it's still a big investment. 100 quid's a lot of money, which it's not too bad for a new tabletop game. I mean, in my mind, it's not too bad. There are definitely worse ones out there, but yeah, when you're not convinced by it yet, or haven't played it enough, or whatever, maybe it is a bit of a bigger investment. So this 500 points would scale that down quite nicely, so you could get the core set and then 1 or 2 other units, and then you'd be sorted. It is a bit annoying that it's not a 400 point skirmish game, so then you can just get the core set out, you're ready. That's all you need. But yeah, it's hard. It's a difficult one. I can see maybe there's a reason it's 500 points is just too small. Again, it's your tabletop game. You can do whatever you want at home. Play a 100 point game if you really want to. Yeah, I'm glad it's there though. I'm glad it's scaled down. Means we can get more games of the skirmish ones, a lot quicker ones, and hopefully get some more on the YouTube channel. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts on the skirmish. I look forward to get some games in on it, like I say. If you enjoyed this quick video, please subscribe at the top, like it, comment, share it, and check out the other videos at the bottom now.